here we go. We're recording again.
Again.
This is the third attempt, guys. You won't hear 1 and 2, but we keep messing up. Tomo, podcast number 3.
Podcast number 3. Yeah.
1 and 2 have done well, man. Already.
Mate, like, honestly, because we come up with the idea when we were sat in the pub in the Globe in Nottingham.
Yeah.
And we just thought, because I find that with me and you, like, we can sit, like, we're sat on a train for hours.
Yeah.
We just chat. So it's been brilliant that we could, like, what a lot of people have said as well, is it's literally just like sitting in a pub with you.
Yeah.
Which is exactly, like, we come up with the idea in the pub, so that's exactly what, the kind of reaction that we wanted.
It's the ethos that we wanted, isn't it? Exactly, like, one of the review, and thank you for all the reviews, guys. Please keep them coming, and review on your podcast apps if they allow for that. Some don't, some do. But one of the reviews that I saw, it was from a friend of mine. So that's who we know, Taryn. Yeah. And she said, like, she kept almost answering stuff, like talking back.
Yeah, that's because she knows us both quite as well.
Yeah. But someone else said that to me as well. Like, it's like talk about it. And that's what we want to hear, man. It's this podcast is, as we said, it's a reason for us to get together. It's nice to see each other, and not be drunk.
Yeah. What you had now? 3 weeks without a drink? Yeah,
I'm doing a sober October.
Yeah, it's
going good. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's nice. I'm really missing it. No. In fact, got a bit of money in me old bank, which is rare.
Yeah.
Because I'm not spending it on booze.
No.
The reviews and stuff are absolutely amazing, guys.
Amazing. And like the reaction that we've had on like Instagram and Twitter has been brilliant. So yeah, thank you to everyone who's sort of getting behind us and pushing us. And I know Craig from the Two Shot Podcast and Scroobius Pit.
Yes, thank you guys.
Have also been helping us lots. And
there's a really nice, like, say, like almost a podcast community there with people like that, and that's really nice, man.
Yeah, it's good that everyone's sort of helping.
Yeah, and while we're just on the subject, a big thank you to if you listen to Two Shot Podcast, you'll hear Craig mention producer Griff. He came round to my house last week and taught me how to record, I guess, and sort of show me how to kind of make it sound nice. Because we have moved away from the studio that you might have seen us at on the videos that we share, which is Audio Always in Manchester, in Media City. Big thank you to them guys as well.
Massive. Yeah, they helped us out big time with the first couple of episodes.
100%, man. I think if they didn't give us that space, then we probably wouldn't have done it. Let's be real.
Because I know a lot of people do it and they say that they'll do things, but never get around to doing it. So yeah, thanks to them for
giving us the kickstart, kick up the arse,
and also, just while we're on the thank yous, I know a good friend of mine, Bran, who's from a brilliant band called the Sherlocks, which a lot of the listeners might actually know. Of
course they bloody do.
They've been really supportive of the podcast, and hopefully we can get them on as future guests. And the intro music that you hear coming in and out, that's actually something that the lads knocked up for us really quick just for this. So
which is amazing.
Which is just a quick thank you to them for that.
Hopefully we'll have them on in the future. Did you say that? You said that?
Yeah. No, I speak to Bran a bit, and he said they'd love to come on. So
they're a good bunch of lads as well.
Yeah, but they're always so busy, man. They're just touring the world, like Japan and
little rock stars, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, they're not rock stars. They've got their head screwed on, isn't it?
No, but I mean,
I know what you're saying. But
the rock stars in the sense of they play rock music and they're stars, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, so honestly, guys, like we are lucky enough to have like an insights app, that lets us kind of see who's been listening. Not who's been listening. Like we're not fucking Amazon Alexa or whatever, and we're not like listening to your private conversations.
Or are we?
It's 11 degrees Celsius.
Alexa's just kicking off now.
There she is.
The forecast calls for more of the same, with a low of 4 degrees.
And she's very loud, and my little girl's in bed. Yeah, because we're recording, again, guys, we're recording from my house, so if it does sound a little bit different, that's why. It's a bit of a DIY job now, but we've, so going back to that, we can kind of see locations where people are...
Which is amazing.
Are listening, which is, freaking amazing. So we've obviously got a lot of people in the UK listening, which is great, because we're both from there.
Yeah.
But, we've got up to now 67 people in
United
in the US,
States,
which is pretty cool. We broke America, T.
We've even got listeners in Sweden. There's 19 in Sweden.
19. If you live in Sweden and you listen to us, you are one of 19 absolutely amazing people.
And Australia as well, which is literally the other side of the world.
That's mental.
Which is amazing. Yeah.
Some people don't believe that country exists. We've got 22 people listening who fucking know that they're chatting shit.
Who says different, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So well done, you 22 people. You, one, listen to a great podcast. So, you know, you've got class. And two, you're proving conspiracy theorists wrong every single day just by existing in a country that you live in.
But it's amazing to see all these different...
I love it, mate. Like, look, like, some of them are great. Like, you know, there's one guy in Egypt that listens to us.
A guy in Egypt?
Well, I don't know if he's a guy, could be a girl, sorry. There's one person in Egypt who listens to us. New Zealand, there's one person. Russia. How big Russia is as well. There's just one person.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Obviously, guys, we'd love more than one person in them countries to listen. So, if that
tell
is you,
your friends.
Tell your friends, tell your mum, tell your dad, tell your gran, tell when you go and buy a loaf of bread.
Tell them.
Tell the shopkeeper, say, look, music in here is a bit dodgy. Bang pod, because we're on Spotify now, which is pretty cool.
Mate, like, it's amazing. I love that.
Spotify every day.
I love it. Proudest moment. Not even that bothered about this is England.
You biffer, you know, all that
Kingsman,
stuff.
nah,
yeah. You get married in January. This
December I get married. You are coming, remember?
It's December, isn't it? Yeah. Because it's New Year's Eve, isn't it? Just in my head, it's a write-off. It's just January.
But no, it's brilliant how it's been received, and I think episode 3 is, for me, was like, again, another big favour. We pulled in another big favour, but I'm trying to get a day with this guy is like, it's insane because he's constantly so busy, and I've got a day's filming with him. I've got a day's filming with our guest from episode number 3. It's supposed to be on Friday. That's been changed. It's just because he's so busy. So yeah, I mean, he luckily invited us around to his beautiful house. And sat us with his beautiful family and his dogs.
Yeah, they just got new puppies, didn't they? Fucking cute little Bonnie and Clyde, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
class. Yeah, Bonnie and Clyde, love it.
So yeah, I mean, it was a great chat with an old friend.
You've clicked the link. You know it's our good old pal Combo.
Yeah, Stephen Graham.
Yeah, man.
Who's played, well, Al Capone.
He's played Al Capone. He's
in best mates with Johnny Depp.
That's one of the, because I've never been to Stephen's house, and before, and when we sat down, sort of like popped in his living room and that, and all like up his stairs is like normal family photos that any family would have, at the seaside and all that. And then there's just one of him and Johnny Depp, one of him and Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah. You know what I mean?
He's got soccer hat-trick balls falling out of his ears.
Exactly.
Yeah. But he's so down to earth. Like, you would never in a million years, because he's a Hollywood star.
He is. He's a household name.
And Stephen and his family came and stayed in a local caravan park where I live.
They
bought a caravan for a week in Thorpe
nice,
Park.
Man.
And just spent the day on the beach.
Is Thorpe Park near you? Yeah.
Yeah, literally 2 minutes away. But there was down at the arcades. He was playing mini golf. He was doing the water sports. And Stephen, I remember he always said to me, he don't like to spoil his kids.
Yeah, it's important that.
And he'll still take them to McDonald's, and he still lives this normal life, which is why I think a lot of people have got a lot of respect for him.
Yeah,
in the industry and day-to-day life.
100%, man. He is such a humble guy, and that shines through in this podcast. Obviously, it's in the interview that you're gonna hear, like it's us free chatting. Like we've known him now since I was about 14,
12, 13 years or so.
And yeah, so it's been a good while, and he's I don't see him that much, and I guess you don't because of work and stuff. You see him probably a little bit more than me.
Yeah, little bits and bobs. Yeah,
but when you see him, it's like you seen him yesterday, isn't it?
It's like you never spend time apart. But I mean, I don't see him as much as I'd like to, but he'll always send me random photos, so I'll open my WhatsApp. And he sent me a couple the other week, one sat with De Niro, one sat with Pacino. What? Then he sent me a video of him behind the scenes on the Tom Hanks films that he's doing. And it's like, mate,
he's one of my all-time favourite actors.
He sent me a video with like Forrest Gump.
Jesus, that's my favourite film ever, hands down.
But what I find amazing is that he's got all this, and he'll still find time for the
helping
people
us out.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
You know, and he didn't have to do this. It's not like you know he owes us anything or what. It's like he's. You know, he actually says in the interview, you know, it's great. He likes to see us doing stuff like this, and it's nice to hear that, man. Because like you said, like we said it earlier, then I procrastinate a lot. I know you do. We just had a chat kind of before we started going on the mic about playing Xbox and stuff, and that, and you do. I guess.
Feel like you're wasting your time.
Yeah, man, and I do that because I sometimes think, I should be writing, or I should be trying to make something, and this podcast is that. It's a nice sort of creative outlet, and it's nice. Like, it's just, I can't explain it more than that. It's nice to make something for you guys to sit and listen to on your way to work, or on your way home from work, or anywhere. I listen to podcasts washing the pots. I'm sure we said this on the last one, but like, it's nice to know that we're doing something creative together that we enjoy, and our friends are supporting us,
and we're getting to meet these people who we're fans of.
Exactly.
And giving you an insight into things that aren't the everyday shit that you hear on their interviews.
Yeah, because that's
like the one, the episode 4 is sat with a guy who I've looked up to since I was young, and seen him at festivals. Well, I'm giving too much away, but he's
careful, Tom.
The most. He's bizarrely beautiful. Like, he's amazing.
It was a great interview.
Yeah, but let's not go on to that.
We'll talk about that in episode 4. So episode 3, we travelled. I came and met Tomo. We travelled down to where Stephen lived. Recorded around his dining room table. It's just a great interview. The highlight of it for me
is... It's not an interview, it's a chat.
It's a chat, yeah. I'm just going to stop calling it interviews. Because it's not like what you were touching on then, like, we don't... One thing I've been kind of... When producer Griff came around the other day from Two Shot Podcast, we were chatting about it and that, and I said, look, you know, me and Tomo don't want to make a podcast where we're interviewing people and chatting to people about what they do, or, you know, I know Two Shot don't really talk about work as much, but like where they grew up or anything. Like, they do that, and they do that very well. Same with Scroob, they do their podcast amazingly well, and we don't want to do that. We literally just, it's a fun chat, and I think on episode 1 and 2 we might have chatted a bit about career, and that might happen. So the chats go anywhere, don't they?
Of course.
You know, I think. Exactly like you say, then, you know, we're just meeting genuinely interesting people, and obviously with the likes of like Stephen and the last 2 podcasts, like, they were friends of ours, so we're getting to spend time with our mates and just have a laugh.
And we're finding out things that aren't necessarily interesting, but are brilliant in a way that we're chatting about. And do you know what I mean? Like I think an overrated. Someone will always say something. That's overrated. I don't know why people love that so much, and that's exactly what this is. It's not an interview. It's just a chat. Like, you would have over a coffee or over a pint in a pub. Yeah.
I guess it comes like I'm the most optimistic guy. I think some people might say different, but I like to think I'm quite an optimistic guy. But I friggin' love a moan. I love moaning.
Love it. It makes me feel better. I know it doesn't change anything, but it makes me feel better.
Yeah, and that's what this is. It's like, I want to have a moan about something that everyone really likes, and I don't dare say it. I daren't say it to people, because you do, like when I told you about mine would be football, and
that's how this whole thing started. I don't, but that's somehow you feel
exactly,
and I feel so passionately against. Sparks up a brilliant conversation.
Exactly, I feel like a salmon swimming the wrong way. It's downstream. I feel like a salmon swimming downstream against a stream of salmon who are all swimming with the football.
Yeah, with the scarves around the neck.
I do though, like, genuinely.
Singing UNITD.
The other day I was with it was today actually. I was with two friends of mine, and we were walking to Tesco's, and we were chatting about whatever we were chatting about, and then the pair of them just started talking about football, and it literally, mate, it's like they're speaking a different language.
Yeah.
Like, a couple of years ago, when I was younger and I was a bit more into it, I never was massively into it, but I could dabble. I could hear, like, oh yeah, Ryan Giggs this, or, you know, Rooney that and that. But
I could confidently say I would put everything I have in my bank. If you could tell me who Beffa Timby Gomez played for, I'll let you have the contents of my bank.
Beffa
Timby Gomez.
Wow. Beffa Timby Gomez.
Don't ask me who he plays for now because I haven't got a clue. But that's what it is. That's what I'm saying.
I want to win the contents of your bank. Don't you know who he plays for?
I don't know where you're going to put 45 pence, but
it'll get in there. It'll get into my ISA that I've not touched since 2011.
But what I'm saying is,
there's nothing in it. It does not
go anywhere, you know. And it's good that people feel so passionately about something.
Yeah.
And that's what sparks up good conversations. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and we'll get onto Steez then, I guess, because you've listened to us rabbit on now for some time. I don't know how long because it doesn't tell me on this weird app that I'm using to record. But yeah, we will get on to Stephen, whose subject, Tomo, is
fine dining.
Fine dining. Which at first
threw me.
Yeah.
Because every meal that I've been to with Stephen,
same
to me, has been fine dining. Not you'll learn in the podcast that my idea of fine dining and his idea of fine dining are not a world apart, but they're very different. But yeah, I mean, it's a brilliant episode, and it goes on to the most bizarre stories. But yeah, enjoy episode 3.
Stephen Graham.
We are here on Overrated Everything on podcast episode 3.
Episode 3, yeah.
Episode 3. With a guest that from when we first started the podcast, we wanted on because we've known him for since I can remember, really.
Our whole acting career,
well,
I guess.
Yeah, someone who we've both looked up to. And we're just interested in the stories that he's got to tell, as he's been telling us interestingly over the years. So our guest for episode 3 is Stephen Graham.
Hiya, Steve.
Hello, lads.
we're doing the intro with him just looking at us from over his dining room table, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very apt that we're in our kitchen table at the moment.
Yeah.
So it's a bit mad, this, you know, me sitting across the table.
It's a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, it feels a little bit weird. Just not overly weird. I'm extremely proud of the pair of these. Do you know what I mean? It's massive.
Yeah, it was just something that we sort of did. We just come up with an idea, and I've always been a bit of a sayer, like say, I'll do this, and do this. But I never really actually get off my ass and do it. So with this, it's sort of, we've been giving each other a kick up the ass. And
yeah, it came from a drunken chat in the pub.
I was just about to say, did it come from a piss up?
Yeah. We were getting ready to DJ, weren't we? And we were like, I was like, I really want to do a podcast, kind of kicking around ideas. And I went, I've got this idea about something like just things being overrated. And I was like, like football's just proper overrated. And then Tomo went in on me for about an hour. So I was like, yeah, it could work that.
Yeah. Well, it's something that people always say it. I mean, one of my subjects that I always say is overrated is like reality TV. Yeah. Like nothing against the people who do it. You know, they get given an opportunity and they get to go off and make millions of pounds and drive around in Range Rovers and do as they please. But just as a whole, I think I can't see what the British public see in reality TV, like
what the attraction is,
just the attraction to it, especially like because you would have had it as well, and same with you. Like I've been sent scripts before over the years that I've read and thought, wow, this is fucking brilliant. And then as I've been sort of getting more attached to the characters, I've rang my agent after a couple of weeks and gone, oh, so what's happening with this thing then? And they've gone, oh, we haven't got the funding for it. And it's like, and then I've put ITV on and Judge Rinder's on. And I'm like, fucking, you know what I mean? So there's loads of money being pumped into that, but then not into actual good drama. Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you're talking about. A while ago now, it was a good few years ago. I think it was like when that Big Brother and all that, just after they first started. And I did an article, I did an interview, sorry. I think it was for The Guardian.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. And I said I'd love to go through them all with a machete. I was obviously the wrong choice. Through everyone in reality TV with a machete or a machine gun. Obviously the wrong choice of words.
Especially nowadays, yeah.
Yeah, of course, the wrong choice of words. But my opinion was exactly the same as yours. The way I see it is it's taken away from creative drama. And it's taken away from, giving people opportunities, giving young writers opportunities, first-time directors opportunities, actors who would normally have a chance or an opportunity. That opportunity is not there because the funding's not being provided properly. I mean, no matter how you look at it, but you got something like The Bill back in the day. Do you know what I mean? That's what I mean. I got a little break in The Bill. I learned a bit of trade in The Bill. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them kind of things where everyone kind of went and done.
Yeah.
And it was something sustainable. It was a decent TV program and had good characters, had good actors in it, and
everyone loved
you
it.
got to learn a lot.
Everyone loved it, didn't they?
Yeah, and everyone loved it. But you got a little opportunity, and it was somewhere where you had the possibilities to do something. Do you know what I mean? But now there's no money being pumped into things like that.
There's nothing like that anymore either, is it? Because there was a few of them kind of things, weren't there? And they've all slowly got, like the Bill, Heartbeat was kind of one as well, wasn't it? And they're all slowly kind of getting kicked off.
And I can understand, with the kind of with your audience of today, they want to be entertained, of course, you know what I mean. But you can't get away from good scripts. But then I see, because I kick off here, but it gives me an hour when I'm at home. It gives me an hour when that program's on, that Love Island one.
Yeah,
that gives me
you quite like that, don't you? You love it.
My missus watched it, and I got dragged in. Yeah, I'm ashamed to admit it, but it was alright.
It's alright, lad, isn't it? You don't.
But I don't want you to run through me with them.
No, I won't. And as they say, you're amongst friends. It's alright to let those things out. You can tell us your deepest, darkest. That's alright.
Nice, honestly.
But for me, that gives me an hour to piss off upstairs and go and have a little bit of time to myself for a bit, because I can't stand it personally.
Yeah. No, it's one of them, innit?
I agree with what you're saying as well. I suppose it gives certain people opportunities and all that and what have you, but some of them I just find fucking ridiculous.
It's amazing, and some of my mates will watch it and they'll be like, "Oh my god, did you see Kem arguing with Chris?" And I'm like, you do realise that 90% of all this shit that you're watching is all set up.
Yeah.
And it's
what's the score with the scripted shit? Someone told me that Made in Chelsea scripted or something.
Apparently, they're like semi-scripted, so I think...
How'd you semi-script something then?
I think I think all the kind of relationships and that are real, in commas, but they'll say, right, okay, you need to maybe talk about Jane, and, did you hear she said, and kind of feed them maybe almost improvised kind of stuff, I think. Oh, did you, the producers will be like, oh, did you hear that? Jane's been saying this about you.
So we're now saying then, in that respect, correct me if I'm wrong, are we saying that they're actors?
I guess so, yeah. Or kind of, yeah. Would you be an actor if you kind of, you're kind of playing yourself, but an exaggerated version of yourself? So in a sense,
it's just amazing how over the top it all is. Like I said, it's nothing against the people who are in it, in them sort of things. I've met a couple of people from Made in Chelsea and have all been, nice enough people. But it's just that for me is just one of the most frustrating things. You read these great scripts and they're not getting made, and like you two have just said, like with the Bill and Heartbeat, these things aren't getting made. But then I suppose with a younger generation,
you're not interested in that, are you? Do you know what I mean?
That's it.
Yeah,
I get that.
But even now, I love going on UK TV Gold, whatever it is. And when there's episodes of the Bill on,
my missus does that. Yes, it's watching the Bill. I've never got into the Bill really.
And you always see people who you've known through the circuit of working with a sort of any actor over the age of 35.
Well, say
Steve, in the Bill.
You've done it, haven't you?
There's loads of people did it.
We spoke to Kieran, and Kieran had been on the Bill. You didn't? Yeah, remember we said that.
Yeah.
Jack was on the bill, wasn't he? Remember when we did This Is England? Jack O'Connell did a big storyline on the bill.
Yeah,
he did like a big rape storyline, didn't he, or something? I remember it being quite a big...
We could start a new campaign, BBBB.
Bring back the bill. Hashtag BBBB.
I could see you two being a couple of coppers.
We could be the feet at the intro. Just walking.
That'd be really good, that.
But that's not, obviously, Stephen's...
I was going to say, it's slowly turned into my podcast, hasn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Me and Steve.
That's what I do. I just get me claws in everything.
Steve, obviously the people know, because they've probably clicked on it now, what your subject is. But if you, give us a summary of it. What's overrated?
My subject for today's podcast. And what I think is overrated, personally. Fine dining.
Okay.
Fine dining.
Yeah.
Can you define... Oh, go on, mate.
Well, yeah, it's firstly, if you
define... Can you define fine dining?
Define fine dining.
Define fine dining.
Define fine dining.
You, just to you.
To me?
Yeah.
A white plate with a squiggly bit of sauce, half a mouthful of vegetables, and the tail's arse of a bit of fish.
Yeah, just the tiniest
the tiniest little smither. So you can barely fucking smell it rather than taste it.
I was going to say, though, obviously we've just been here setting up, and Hannah, Stephen's wife, just been eating some eggs on toast. She did the squiggle bit of red sauce, though. I did see a bit of a squiggle.
Taking
It
a
wasn't
piss,
a
yeah.
donut.
No, it was taking a
was
piss.
it?
That was taking a... She did that to see if you get onto it. Yeah, she was taking a piss. She does it all the time. No, I love food. I love food. You know what I mean? Who doesn't? I love food. I love food. And don't get me wrong, I like getting to the restaurant and going to a decent restaurant. We've been to fancy restaurants, nice restaurants.
Well, we were saying that in the car as well, yeah. Like, whenever you took us for kind of food, it's always been quite nice. But then, I guess, like we're saying, like me and Tomo kind of grew up on Greg's sausage rolls.
It's the same with Steve as well, isn't it? But I mean,
I grew up on my nana's and my ma's cooking, do you know what I mean?
Nice.
That's what I grew up on.
I think that
same, to be honest.
It's always good food, the places that we've always been together.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily been, you've got to wear a suit to get in, or you can't wear trainers. It's always just been really good quality food.
Really nice food, you know, well cooked, well prepared, but really tasty. And I suppose, for me personally, what really pissed me off is, me and Anna went for dinner once in this gaff in London, and it was posh as anything. It was like, and you had to wait fucking 7 months to get a seat and all that, you know what I mean?
Even being Stephen Graham, you had to wait 7 months.
Well, no. No, but Anna did one of her famous blags, you see.
Of course,
nice.
yeah.
And she just blags it and goes, "Hi, I'm Stephen Graham's PA." And he's doing a film.
Charlotte tries that and we still don't get into
No. Tell her to be persistent, it does work. So she's managed to get us this fancy gaff, and I look, you know, I had a nice pair of jeans on, always army gear. I had a really smart shirt on, nice pair of shoes. I was looking dapper. She looked gorgeous.
Of course. Gets
a nice taxi into town, bum, bum, bum. We goes in there and it's like, oh, welcome. And it was like, oh, we're really excited, you know what I mean? It was a big deal. We're going to have a nice bit of dinner in this really posh restaurant. And then he goes, sorry, sir. I was like, what? He went, no, you need a jacket. I was like, sorry? You need a jacket, so I can't enter without a jacket. And then he's having a conversation with this other geezer, and this other geezer comes out, looks me up and down as if I'm trying to fucking rob the place, like I'm a piece of shit. Looks me up and down and goes, and then he goes into some cupboard. I hear clunk, 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 clunk. And I'm looking at Anna all the time, and we're going, what the fuck hell's going on here? And then he comes out with this fucking big grandad coat.
To lend you?
No, not lend it. I had to wear it. So it's like I was 4. I look like Tom Hanks in Big, you know, with the suit on. Yeah. So it's like I'm a 4-year-old kid with my dad's coat on. And I'm like that, and he's going, oh no, it's okay, with the jacket, but please don't take the jacket off. And I was like, I went to Anna, I'm fucking taking this off as soon as I sit down. It was massive on me, do you know what I mean? So we walked downstairs, then we walked down these stairs. And then it was this really kind of dimly lit, very fancy, lots of elegant tables, and yeah, it was a bit weird, it was a bit strange. And then we get escorted to our seats, and we're like, what the fuck, what's going on here? And then they bring the wine list. Now, a wine list is a wine list.
Yeah.
This was a fucking War and Peace novel. Just flicking through like
telling
that.
You everything about it.
Oh, everything about it. Oh, there's a million different wines. So then they've gone away. So then they've gone to get the sommelier.
This is a word I found out yesterday through researching this. Yeah,
Okay.
do you want to explain
No,
it?
I'd like you to tell me. I'd like to show you're educating yourself at this age.
How do you pronounce sommelier?
Sommelier.
A sommelier is a wine. Steve's just spat his coffee all over.
I'm really sorry about that. So sorry about that. Go on, Callie was the way you used it. Sorry, go on.
A sommelier.
Keep going. I'm so sorry.
He's like a wine expert, right? So it's somebody who basically tells you what wine goes well with what and how to drink.
In terms of what wine will go down with nice meat in food.
I guess so.
Yeah, kind of.
So you have this with the salmon.
What will accompany? What would be a nice thing to accompany that particular dish you're eating?
Who makes these decisions though? Like
the sommeliers.
does.
They get trained, right? So we've seen sommeliers before. We know the score. They're always dead nice and all that, and they help you out. It's a weird job, but it's a great job. And they normally, they'll go, they'll come back and they'll pop a cork and go, just to show you and have a little, give you a taste. So you taste the glass, just so you taste the wine. Just
could you have a taste of every one throughout the meal and just?
I think they'd catch on.
They'd catch on if you were sick.
Yeah,
4 or 5 bottles in.
But this particular occasion, it's a woman. So the woman goes, and Hannah loves all that. So Hannah's talking to her about her food and the dish and that. And the woman goes, yeah, I recommend this. So then the woman does one, and then she comes back with this wine, and she puts the wine down, and then she got 3 glasses.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was just you and Hannah?
It's just me and Hannah. There's no one else there.
She brought one for herself.
Oh. She's got 3 glasses. She pours a fucking massive glass of wine in this first one, and then 2 little tiny tasters in this. There's 2 little drips in this other one. Passes me and Anna these 2 glasses with the little drips, and goes wallop, and next the glass of wine that she's supposed to be tasting it. But next, I mean, it's a good couple of gulps. You know what I mean? Wallops sitting there and goes. Anna's looking at her as if to say, "You cheeky bastard!" So Anna takes it and goes, "Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, can we have the rest of it?" And then she gets off. And then she gets off, and Anna was like, "Oh, I thought she was going to pull up a chair and say hello. I'm having dinner with you." But so that was the first bit, and then anyway, we've ordered this like I don't know, cheek of duck or something like that. It was like really fancy starters and all that stuff, and it comes and it and yes, it was tasty. It was tasty for the amount that was there. Yeah. And then the main dish comes out. And that was
nice. What did you order? What did you have for your main?
I think for our main we had some kind of lobster.
Some lobster?
Yeah.
I've never tried lobster.
Lobster's
gorgeous.
Lobster's nice, mate.
Favourite food now is lobster and chips.
Really?
Ooh, yeah.
I've changed.
I was going to say since Broadwalk Empire.
No. It's well before then. Lobster can be lobster and chips. That's my desert island meal. Like if I was on a desert island, that's my.
I like. Is it like when you can go some places and get like steak with like a lobster tail and stuff like that.
Surf and turf, kid.
Yeah, it's like a surf and turf.
Bit of surf and turf. So anyway, it's all come and all that, and it was nice. We had a bit of lobster, but the smallest amount of veg and stuff and all that. Anyway, so we've done it. We've done the whole lot, and it ate me pocket.
Really?
It ate me pocket.
Yeah.
I mean, ate me pocket. I still have little cold sweats now. Do you know what I mean? Okay, how much was that car? Okay, put it this way, it ate me pocket. It ate me pocket, and we've come out.
But Hannah deserves it.
Oh, of course, yeah. No, that's not.
Yeah.
But it.
So it wasn't one of them. Oh no, go on.
But I just want to finish it this way. It ain't me pocket proper. Do you know what I mean? Proper ain't me pocket. And we've come out, and it's a bit.
Should we go for a drink? Can't afford it.
It's a bit of a windy night, and it's nice. It's kind of sunny, but a little bit windy. I've just had an amazingly beautiful romantic evening with my wife. Do you know what I mean? And we come out and kind of looking for a taxi, and we just both walked. And then we both just looked at each other lovingly, and she went to me, "I'm fucking starving." And I said, "So am I." So I'm fucking starving. So we walked through and we ended up getting a kebab.
Nice. I was hoping for something like that.
We got a fancy. We got a kebab. We got a kebab. Not a
for a fiver
not a thingy. Not a.
Fancy kebab.
We got a doner. Is it a shish? We got a shish.
Oh, a shish.
We ended up getting a shish kebab.
Wow.
And I think we were just off Leicester Square there. Stood there, fucking eating shish kebabs.
You still wearing a big jacket?
Still, no. The twat had taken that off me, thankfully. And then that was it basically. So that was my experience of fine, and when I say fine, I mean fine.
So they're the sort of ones like when you go for. I've never been for one that's like you said that really hit your pocket. But I remember me and Charlotte, my fiance, we went out in somewhere in Grimsby. It was a nice restaurant, and we paid quite a lot, and it was one of them that. The food wasn't big portions, and it was nice. It was nice atmosphere. It was nice to put like a shirt on or whatever and go, and go for a cocktail before and like a bit of a date night. But then after, I think the bill was 200, 300 quid or something like that. But after you kind of sit there and you think, was it worth that kind of money? And that's my experience of fine dining, and I'm like, I don't think it is worth that money. I don't. We were saying in the car earlier on that you love going for nice meals and stuff, don't you?
Yeah, I'm the same as you. Like, I love food. I think everyone does, really, don't they? Like, and it's nice to try, different kind of foods, and stuff like lobster and that has become a favourite. Like it is fucking delicious, and it is
scallops
normally, It is normally something kind of when you think of lobster, you think it's something reserved for the rich,
and you think it's ostentatious, and you think, oh well, we couldn't really eat it, but we can.
Yeah.
You know?
And when you do eat it, you do get that little kind of like, oh,
you get a nice
lobster.
little.
Like,
this is really nice.
Exactly.
It's a luxury, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's a nice aspect, I guess, of the fine dining, I suppose. Like,
but that's not fine dining,
yeah,
no.
Yeah, that's just...
Because a decent lobster tail, you're paying a couple of quid, but a decent lobster tail is delicious, and you're full after it, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Whereas this was fucking shavings
that's...
of the lobster tail. So he's blagged me there. I haven't really had the lobster tail. He's probably used one tail to save 17 fucking people in there, but he's charging them shitloads of money each, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So technically, for me, if I'm paying that kind of dough, and I get it, and and it is kind of a creation, a work of art. You're entering the establishment that is by this particular chef, and he's earned the right to be a Michelin star or whatever. And I get that. But just fucking fill me up, though.
Yeah, that's it, innit? Like,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Even if you're paying sort of, a $5 down Weatherspoons for a burger and chips, or like whatever you paid at this restaurant, like, surely the aim is to finish and go, wow, that was really nice.
Yeah.
I'm full.
Yeah.
Let's go and have a drink, go to bed because I'm not knackered. But
yeah. So don't even have time for a
a
roll around, do you? Do you know what I mean?
You're a married man, that shouldn't be happening anyway.
Well, when you're away from the kids, that happens a lot, lads, trust me. That's the only opportunity you get, but then you even have to wait till the morning because you were so full of your lovely dinner.
That's it.
Do you know what I mean? So, let's leave it till the morning, all right. Yeah, okay, that was nice. Do you know what I mean? But we went to a beautiful restaurant in Venice when we were away. We went away to Venice for the weekend, and we went to this amazing Italian restaurant, and that was very expensive. But I come out of it feeling like I had fucking
you don't mind it. You don't mind paying.
No,
it's like when you buy a new coat, isn't it? Like if you pay a lot of money on a coat and you go out and you're in the cold, but you put that on, you're like, oh, this is worth it. It's like when you walk out of a restaurant, you think, oh, actually, that food was amazing. You don't mind paying.
No.
But it's like you said, when you go to these really, really fancy places, you do walk out, and like you said, Hannah looked at you when I'm still fucking hungry.
Yeah,
like,
we were starving.
Yeah, it's like, what are you actually paying for?
So, and the other thing about that is we were honest with each other. Now, imagine how many other couples come out of there and go, oh, wasn't it lovely? Yes, it was. It was, oh, you'd never guess where we went last week. But not one of them would go, and we were fucking starving when we came out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's that pretense to it as well.
Yeah, they are quite pretentious, and I think, like, I always find that when you go to really, really fancy restaurants, and we've been to some, and you're not the kind of person that will tone down who you are no matter where you are, I've found. Like, we went for that really nice one in London the other week, didn't we? Like, was it last week? Yeah. But you're still always yourself, and you'll laugh out loud, and you'll still, be yourself. Whereas I find that if I go to like really posh restaurants, I always find that I've got to kind of tone it down, and we should just be there and not seen and not heard. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's not nice to feel that way, I guess. Is it? Like you want to, like, say you're paying quite a bit of money or whatever, you want to just sit, relax, and enjoy the company.
Do you think that comes from our working class mentality, though? That kind of.
I think so. Yeah, probably. I think because like you say, you're going into these places and they're all quite pompous, and it's a Michelin-starred chef, and it's money. A lot of people in there are probably it's nothing for them. So yeah, I reckon.
It's like a beer and a burger for us.
But yeah, like I reckon. Yeah, it's us getting out of our comfort zone, innit? Of like you say, sitting in a.
It's just one of them. I don't feel comfortable. I mean. I do in some place, like the place we went in London was fine. It was beautiful, really nice, and that was absolutely fine to sort of be yourself. But then the place that you've just been talking about in Paris, it was in Paris, in London, the really fancy one. Like, I don't think I'd enjoy that. I don't think I'd feel comfortable.
Yeah, same really. Like you say, it'd probably be nice for that kind of, like you say, you went with Hannah and you had a nice night out and it's quite romantic and stuff. But then you could do that somewhere else that's quite nice. We proved
that by having the kebab out in Leicester Square. You know what I mean? So it's not that. I think the thing is, as coming from the kind of backgrounds that we come from, and and this is, I don't know, I'm not speaking out of turn. It's just that with things like that, we do feel that we're not worthy. I think occasionally, and that's not just. I feel that's not just down to us. That's down to the way these things are presented to us, and that's the way these things are run, and they're dated in the way they go about and the way them establishments are run. They're very dated in this time of prosperity, in this time of the huge difference in class, and they still have that old mentality.
Yeah, well, it's like the jacket thing, isn't it? Like,
of course, yeah.
If you, like you're saying, if you were from a certain class, you'd be like, oh, of course I have to put a jacket on to go for dinner. Like, you'd know that, but yeah, it's very oldie worldy.
And then it's looking down upon me because
you didn't have it.
look at the idiot who didn't bring a jacket.
Yeah.
Let's give him one of Grandad's jackets. Do you know what I mean? Whereas that's not very. It could just and why the fuck do I have to sit there? Because surely if I'm talking into a bit of dinner, I'm going to take my jacket off anyway.
Yeah, exactly. It
makes sense. I sort of, whenever I go for a meal, I couldn't think of anything worse than wearing a suit.
Yeah.
Like I find, when you go to award ceremonies and stuff like that, and you sit there and it's sweaty and horrible, and they're bringing food over, and you're having a few beers, you're talking, and like I hate sitting and wearing like. And when you've had quite a lot of food, obviously you don't get that in these fine dining places because there's fuck all there. But, when you've been eating loads, and
you're onto your belt, yeah.
Belt's out, you're like, oh fucking hell.
You're stuffed.
Yeah, like I hate the idea of just putting a suit on to go for a meal.
I'm not a big suit fan anyway, really. Like I'd like pair of trackies and that now. Like I like to be comfortable. I think. Especially when you go. Again, it's nice to get dressed up and go out and whatnot for a change and stuff, I guess. And like you say, it is maybe like you say our roots are like, and us is like let's pretend that we're gonna go out and have nice food and go to the theatre and all that wanky shit, but. Realistically,
I quite like the theatre. It's not a
no, I don't mean that. But like, no, I know
you
that.
Fucking do, please, don't you, dickhead? That's our job. You're slagging off there.
I want Love Island.
Celebrity love. Okay.
No, but do you know what I mean? Like it's like I've done that. Like where you go to like see like a theatre show that you wouldn't normally go and see, and it is a little bit for me anyway.
Well, like
for nice food.
So it is nice to do that, but you do feel.
Would you ever go watch Les Mis?
Les Mis, I would actually, yeah.
So what kind of show would you not go? What sort of out of your comfort zone in terms of theatre?
I don't think I could do like I like classical music. I listen to quite a lot of classical music.
Really?
Like I enjoy it just to chill out if I'm writing or anything. Yeah, but
that's being eclectic, isn't it?
Yeah. But I don't think I could watch like an opera. I don't think I could follow it.
Okay. Well, I'll take that one. I'll take that one, and I'll raise you. Did you hear her laughing then?
I did.
She's laughing upstairs. She heard that then. In Venice again, beautiful city.
Yeah,
amazing, beautiful. We saw so much culture. It was beautiful. There's loads of galleries. The architecture is unbelievable. The people are very friendly. It's just a beautiful, beautiful city. If you ever get the chance, you should definitely go. We thought, let's go and watch an opera.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, let's do it then. So this time I did get suited up. No fuckers telling me to put his granddad's jacket on. So we did. We went, we looked really nice. We got all dressed up, and it was this big. And it was all really weird. It was these wooden seats in this huge, beautiful, beautiful building. We've gone in and all that. We've got boss seats as well, and we've sat down. It just wasn't for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So at half time we did one.
Ah, right. Okay.
I wanted to get off sooner, and she's grabbing
the second half of the Liverpool game.
Well, yeah, possibly. She's grabbing me knee, going, "No, you can't leave right now in front of it and not come back. You'll have to wait till half time. You'll have to wait till the interval.
And how long was the first?
I just found it. I think it was about an hour and 20 minutes. And then there was another hour and 20 minutes after that, but we never went back. But I just, and I get it. It's beautiful to listen to like that. But it was just it was very stuffy.
Yeah,
it just wasn't for me.
Again, it's very dated, isn't it? It's something that like used to be this big grand spec, and I guess people sort of like from working class and that would aspire to go to the opera because it was the only fucking thing on.
Yes,
so like
now history is steeped.
Yeah, imagine putting your suit on to go watch Transformers 3 at the.
Well,
yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
imagine going to watch Transformers 3.
Yeah, is it even 3?
I thought it was free, yeah.
No, Bumblebee's next, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
I only know that because I go to pitches with the kids and we watch the trailers and we're going to go and watch that one.
Oh, yeah.
They're all right, They're all right.
But I think it's that nostalgia of it, you know what I mean? And it's that, and it basically, it's kind of what we were saying before. The way you said there's no place these days for the bill or...
Yeah.
or for things like that. But there will always be a place for the likes of
Exactly, yeah.
opera and stuff like that, because it's the skill
Yeah.
and the classical nature of the medium itself. Do you know what I mean? Which has been around for centuries and centuries and centuries, and it's the training it takes to become at a top level in that, or even just to be able to put one of them on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
So it will always hold a place, but I think they need shaking up a little bit.
Yeah, because they've been kind of so regimented for so long, and like you say, it's not reserved for them anymore, really, is it? Like,
No.
it's not hard to get to the opera or to go to a fine dining restaurant anymore. Like, you can get on a waiting list and that, we've not all got PAs and that.
Oh,
fake PAs.
Fake PAs, black
It's
PAs.
like Mike Soccer's Michael McBride did.
I love when
Yeah.
Michael
Do you
McBride's
remember
it.
what Mike Soccer used to do? So if ever he wanted to go out, he'd ring up and he'd put his Scottish accent up, he'd ring up a nightclub and he'd pretend to be Michael McBride, which was the PA or some form of
Management
associate
or
for
something,
Warp
yeah.
Films who do This Is England. And he'd go, oh, so basically we've got all the cast of This Is England, they're wanting to come out, can you sort this out? And the amount of times it had actually managed to get
I mean,
places.
it's never going to work again.
Never work anymore.
You just grassed them up.
Yeah.
But he pulled it off for you. It's a good few times.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good trick to have in the
Yeah.
in the arsenal, isn't it? But yeah, so what you're saying then, like again, like these people who've sort of trained and you're paying for that kind of skill and stuff like that. Will that not transfer to the fine dining then? Like you say, when you go into these restaurants, it is.
Well, you're
It
paying.
is a piece of art, I guess.
Yes,
You're not
yes,
paying
it
for
is.
the food in a way.
No, you're not. You're not paying for the food.
What do
There's
you
so
pay?
many like knife and forks. as
Although you are technically, I suppose in many ways you are paying for the food, obviously,
Yeah.
because the quality of it, and if it's sourced from, like truffles from Belgium and shit like that, you know what I mean? Wherever it's sourced from, so you are paying for that. But ultimately, I think as well, you're paying for the name of the chef who's created the dish. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can say I've a dish prepared by Gordon Ramsay, or I'm sure there's like other big chefs like.
And I'm not getting at chef, and I'm not getting
Oh,
at
no,
all.
yeah.
I'm not actually getting at the whole experience of it. What I'm getting at is fucking put some more food on the plate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you like you said, if you're paying so much money, you want to walk out full at least.
Yeah, and
I
surely
think
they
it's
should know that.
overrated in that respect that
Yeah.
they go, oh, this is magnificent. Yeah. Oh, the tastes gorgeous. Fucking hell, I want some more.
One mouthful.
Yeah,
that
I want
taste.
some. You expect me to leave here being full after that? Nah.
Because you want to like surely like I never get this with places like that. Surely they want you to leave the happiest because it's expensive. They want you to come back. They want you to get back on that 7-month waiting list or whatever,
Give 'em a
and
good
come
review
back
and
and
keep
bring
on
your
going.
friends and treat your mum or whatever.
But they're selling
And-
the experience.
Yeah.
They're not selling you the amount of food
So,
you
so,
eat.
so
Yeah.
there is
It's not a
people,
fucking eat all you can buffet, you know what I mean?
so there is people out
But
there
I get
that
it.
will do that every night. That sort of, I don't know, multi-billionaires. Would they go for that every single night, or would they go to Witherspoon's for a beer and a burger, or would they have that fine dining experience every night? Do you think?
I don't know. I think with such rich food all the time, it wouldn't be.
Yeah, it
good
would
for
be.
you. You couldn't. Yeah, and it's just
Yeah.
everything has a jus as well, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean?
There's a lot of jus.
There's a lot of jus everywhere, and it's just a gravy.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Basically, it's a gravy or a jam,
Yeah.
but it's not a Just
Yeah, no, it's the whole posh meals and stuff. I mean, it's nice to do every now and then, but I'm quite lucky with Charlotte. Like, Charlotte's quite laid back and quite chilled, and we can go for like a fancy-ish meal. But like I said before, I think if we went to these really fancy places in London, we wouldn't enjoy it at all. I don't think.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, like you say, if it was planned and it was an experience, then maybe. But yeah, I'm similar to you, where like Emily's like, we went for some food the other night in the Trafford Centre and kind of walking around, and I'm like, oh, kids eat free in that one. Let's go in that one, and it was like,
Yeah,
oh,
why
right,
not?
great, Phoebe, have what you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that was the kind of like the nice thing about that place. Was don't have to pay for Phoebe. That's brilliant. She can
Of
have a drink
course.
as well.
yeah, brilliant.
And the portion size was decent. It was good
Decent
grub.
portion.
Yeah, it was good grub. So I mean that's the whole point of going for food, isn't it? It's got to be nice, good food that, like you say, that fills you up. What's like your ultimate kind of restaurant experience then?
All right. Well, I was gonna do this, right? And I know it's can't. Well, it does. It's not with it still.
We can go anywhere.
It still fits into the podcast.
Yeah.
Right, we play this game with the kids, me and Ellen, every now and again, and I'd like to play it with you two if possible.
Oh God.
You don't have a lot of time to think.
Okay.
You don't have a lot of time to think, but you got a little bit of time.
Are we both playing together?
Well, we're all playing. All the three of us are playing. Cool. It's a game. We're playing a game. It's the three of us, but it's a game. It's a good game.
And this is why we call Stephen Grandad.
Exactly. Yeah. Fuck off, you. Yeah. No, it is why he's called me Grandad. I'm very proud that he's called me Grandad. Right. So, basically, you're on a desert island. Right. Yeah. So you can have anything but you're on this desert island now. You've got fruit and all that and everything. You've got good water and everything, so you sweet for that. But from now till you croaky, you can have every single day one starter, one main, and one dessert. But once you pick it, that's it. You can't change it.
How old?
Do you want me to give you mine? Because I know mine off by heart, and then you can take it. You can have time to think of your own while I give you mine.
Yeah, go on.
All right, mine's dead simple, but I also want the place. Mine's dead simple. Mine's
okay.
1 ton soup.
Oh, nice. 1 ton soup
from this little tiny dingy Chinese in New York.
Okay.
Now I felt like I had climbed the top of the mountain and fucking drank the nectar of the Dalai Lama himself. This soup, mate, was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. And every time I'm in... I can't remember the name of it. Obviously, that's terrible, isn't it? But every time I'm in New York, I try and get there because it is just unbelievable. It's just amazing. And it's a proper little dingy gaff.
Nice.
Little old woman, little old fella and that, and their kids must be doing the saving and all that, you know what I mean? And they'd come out and I'd just go there and just have a bowl of 1 ton soup. But it is the best 1 ton soup ever.
Yeah.
So that's me main.
That's your main or your starter?
That's me starter. That's me starter.
Okay.
Me main... lobster and chips.
Oh, nice. From anywhere, or is
No.
Right.
There's a restaurant in London. It's quite nice.
Is it?
What's it called?
Did they buy you jackets when you got?
No. You don't need a jacket. It's called Scott's.
Okay.
But it's a really nice seafood restaurant. It's a lovely restaurant, and their lobster, just plain lobster with butter. No. Change my mind. No. Best lobster I've ever had. That's what I'm gonna go for. That's what I'm going for. Yeah, the best lobster I've ever had. We made Buck. When I was in New York, we went down to the Chelsea market thing and he got them for dead cheap, but he got these fucking giant lobsters, and I mean, they were massive. They were only about 20 quid, but they were fucking enormous. They were enormous. And he boiled the arse off them in the pan. They don't scream. It's
the air escape.
Yeah, it's just the air escape. Yeah. So we boil them in the pan.
I love that you said that like you were just confirming it with yourself.
Yeah, they don't.
Like a murderer.
I didn't watch anyone get killed. They don't scream. So he cooked them with some corn on the cob and the thing, and then he sliced them, smashed them, cracked them, and that was the best lobster I've ever had in my life.
So all in all, it's been
lobster.
really nutritional as well. It's been good for all healthy food.
Okay,
as well.
and now I'm gonna knock his arm. My nana's apple crumble and custard.
Crumble and custard.
Yeah, proper nana's.
I when I have a crumble and custard, what the ratio to crumble and apple is really
it's vital.
important.
It's vital.
So important.
It's vital. Yeah. I hate them shitty little tiny crispy bits of crumble and fucking loads of apple that burn your lip off. Do you know what I mean? You've got to have a good fucking 2 inches of crumble there.
Yeah,
you need it.
I remember like when we're on set and like you get like your apple crumble or your berry crumbles or whatever on set. And if I could, I'd just go up to him and say, "Can I just
give the crumble? Just a bowl of the crumble."
Yeah, I love it.
Scraping it off the top.
Yeah, but it's only digestives, though, isn't it? Oh no, that's cheesecake based, isn't it?
Cheesecake.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Sorry, he's got.
So that's me.
I'm not a mad fan of apple crumble, mate.
I'm just a fan of the crumble.
All right, so that's mine.
That's
Gadget, you give me. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll do it alternate. I'll be doing yours. I'll do alternate. I would like your starter, please, Gadge.
Starters hard.
Just one starter, kid. I'll come back to you.
Yeah, I can't think of a starter.
I need your starter,
so for
please.
my starter,
where and when and how and everything.
I like deep fried squid.
Oh,
calamari, yeah. And we had some the other week in London.
Yeah.
Just that with a nice sort of like a garlicky butter, like just to dip it in.
A little bit of lemon.
A bit of lemon. So yeah, I think my starter would probably be that. Or like a nice soup. I do like a good soup.
No, one or the other.
Just one.
Yeah, and I want to know where was the.
Every day, I'd probably end up getting a bit fat.
It doesn't matter. You're on a fucking island. No one's seeing you.
Do what you want.
You can do whatever you want. You can be bollock naked eating it.
Calamari.
From where was the nicest you've had?
The nicest I've had was that place in London that we went to. I can't remember. It was the hotel. Where was we?
Oh, I can't remember. After I
The hotel. It wasn't the Savoy, was it?
No, it wasn't.
The hotel you was.
Annie! Is she asleep?
She's probably asleep.
I'll throw that in at the end.
Yeah, anyway,
She's having a kip in the afternoon, lazy bastard.
It's looking after your kids, mate. That's what it is.
Yeah. And me, I'm the biggest
you,
kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it'd be that.
Okay, we need a starter from you.
My mind's gone blank. Starter. Where have I had nice starters from? I'd probably just be dead simple, like some nice spicy chicken wings. I mean, they'd get a bit annoying after.
I love chicken wings.
Okay.
After like
You
so,
put your calamari.
there's a nice place in. Again, I'm not a big posh. There's a nice
Just
place in
whatever you
Manchester,
want it to be.
Sleaters, and they do these really like spicy chicken wings. Now they'd get a bit over the top every day.
Your
I
ass would be
reckon.
stinging. That'd be a long trip on the desert island, wouldn't it?
This is yours.
Right, I'm having them then. I think
Could you
they're
have
called
that every day, sting your ass?
balls to
He's
it.
got
on
a
a
stinky
desert
ass
island.
every day, hasn't he?
Fuck it, yeah.
Swimming in
I'll
the sea.
go for them. I think they're called like Cry for Help chicken wings.
Bollocks.
What?
Oh, mate. Honestly though, like they are something special.
And
Like,
where's this?
called Salitas. There's a few of them in Manchester.
So when I'm next in money, I give you the bell and that.
Yeah.
You take me to
Oh,
Salitas.
do you like spice?
I love spice.
I adore spice, Steve. Right, and I don't find many things that spicy. If I go and have a curry, like
How can you
I'll have like a
enjoy
fowl or
spicy
something
food?
like that. Like it's hot, but it's nice. And these it's Naga chilies.
Ooh,
which are the bad
fucking
boys,
hell, yeah.
I ordered them once. I got one. I go there for my birthday every now and again, and I went in one time for my birthday, and the woman, like the waitress, came out and she was like, cheers, mate. I wish you wouldn't order them. I was like, why? She was like, the whole kitchen, like eyes are watering now from them chilies. Like the proper hot. They are fucking really nice. So that's my starter anyway. It's gonna kill me, but I'm on a desert island. I don't want to be around.
You know what I've never understood
Tomo,
is how
main.
people... Oh, main.
What was you never understood how people
Well,
want?
what I've never understood is how people enjoy spicy food. Like, I remember once, was you there in Edinburgh when Shane put £200 on the table, Shane Meadows. We was in an Indian restaurant, and I've never really done spicy food. I must have only been about 15, and up to the age of like 16, all I lived on was deep fried shit, wasn't it?
And cans of Coke.
And Shane put £200 on the table and said, if you can eat a really hot curry, if you can finish it, then you can have that £200. Mm-hmm. And I remember I was wolfing it down, I was getting it down, and I was dripping with sweat. My mouth's in pain, I've got a fucking milk on drip. And I'm in agony, I'm not enjoying it, but Shane knew that I was going to do it if I was doing it at the pace that I was doing it. Yeah. So Shane said to me, he was like, if you wolf it down, if you get it down quicker, it'll be fine. So I was like, oh, fine. And as I was doing it, in this restaurant, I kind of went... and ended up, and luckily I just got to the door, and it was at the top of a hill in Edinburgh. I can't remember what the restaurant was called, and my dad was there. Yeah. And literally got to the door, and I was like, whoa!
Oh, nice.
But then the guys who were in the restaurant was running around, get some water, chucking water in it. So there was just this big stream of chili
curry sick going down.
And it burns on the way back up, doesn't it? And out.
Yeah, and honestly, I've just never understood how people can enjoy that sensation of your mouth burning.
Yeah, I don't know, like, because some people do it to, like, kind of be like, oh, yeah, I can eat spicy food, but I don't know, I find that it tastes nice as well. Like, there's heat, obviously, but then if you have, like a well-prepared, like, really spicy curry or something, like, there's a lot of flavour in there as well, isn't there? Like,
there's a sadistic buzz as well when your lips go numb. Do you know what I mean?
So how can you enjoy that whilst you're eating?
I don't know. I just do.
Yeah,
I like that little. Yeah. It's kind of like getting a tattoo in a way, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That pleasure pain shit.
I suppose that hurts, doesn't it? But
You should know that with like whips and stuff and all
yeah.
that. Everything.
Yeah.
Stilettos, sex dungeon and stuff. Right. So what's your start? What's your starter?
My start.
Oh, you've had your starter.
Your starter's a calamari and your starter's them chicken wings.
yeah.
Okay. What's your main?
My main
Any main
would be, I think, just a straightforward steak, like a sirloin.
Okay.
A nice meaty, thick piece of steak. I could eat steak every day. So yeah, I think it'd probably be a steak.
Where's the best steak you've ever had?
The best steak I've ever had? Oh, God. Some of the tastiest steak I've ever had was Charlotte's mum, Judith, used to own a restaurant in Cleethorpes, like a home-cooked. So they had that for 20 years. And some of the tastiest steak I've ever had was probably in there. It was a restaurant called Regan's, but that closed down a couple of years ago. But yeah, some of the tastiest, most succulent steak I've had was probably there.
You can have it from there, hypothetically, right?
Yeah, of course, because that's what it's. It's
Judith would be pissed off that she's got to cook me this steak every day.
Well, it doesn't matter because what it is
and
what well you will be New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
What we're saying is why it's this Desert Island thing as well is because you can remember, because a flavour just excites your mouth, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And you have that memory. You can remember that. Oh man, I remember when I had that. It's kind of like music sometimes in that respect.
Yeah.
Good food.
Yeah.
Can take you back to.
Yeah.
I mean, look. The nostalgia of my nana's apple crumble reminds me of my nana, and I'm sitting there in my nana's kitchen while she's making it, and I'm chatting and making a jam butty, and so there's more. There's more than just the taste. There's all those emotions and that feeling and that love involved in that. You know what I mean? In that respect with my nana's apple crumble. But the food, what I'm saying is it can be anything from any time and any place because it reminds you of that time when you faced that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what's your main?
Like exactly from what you were saying then, my main would be my grand stew. Yeah. Even Tomo knows, like, like I literally. So my gran died about 4 years ago now, and I'm still trying my hardest to master to get that taste. Exactly the same. Like I've tried everything. Like my auntie, my grand sister, like has given me a little tip. Oh, I'm sure your gran used to like chop up the potatoes so it like thickened it and stuff. And I'm like, right, okay, I'll try that. And getting corn flour, and I'm like, I'm sure my gran never mentioned corn flour, and just tried my hardest to replicate that taste. But then thinking about it, actually, her mum, so my great gran, she died when I was about 7. And her stew was fucking magical. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it was passed down. So, like, my gran's was amazing.
but
my
the one before that.
My great gran was like, fuck.
Can I just stop and say I'm fucking starving?
I know, yeah.
I'm so hungry.
You can have a Mackey's on the way to Sheffield. Mackey's on the way to Sheffield. Right, that's lovely. Okay, so dessert.
McFlurry, a Smarties McFlurry.
Oh wow!
Oh okay.
I love Smarties.
No
McFlurry.
asking about there was no thought to nothing.
Straight on it about it. I don't know what it is. I used to when me and Charlotte first got together. She was the only girl out of our group of friends that had a car, and when we'd all been out all day, all as a group of mates, Charlotte had texted me when she was going home saying, "Oh, do you want to come pick you up and we'll go get a McFlurry?" And I remember we used to sit in her car. And I probably had a McFlurry every night for like 2 years. A Smarties McFlurry. And they don't make them anymore. And it makes me sad. Yeah, they don't make
Smarties
anymore.
ones.
Obviously, they do all kinds of McFlurries, like fucking Oreo or Terry's Chocolate Orange. But
what was the difference with the Smarties one?
I don't know what it was. But I think McDonald's do really nice ice cream anyway. Okay. It's just quite straightforward.
Go to the local corner shop, buy yourself some Smarties, and then go get a plain
I'm not asking for a McFlurry at the window, and I'm not getting it for...
Is it all part of
it? It's the experience.
The question is...
I love that. It's like, like your nana's apple pie. It reminds you of sitting around making jam, but it's nice. I just want to be in a drive-through. Get a McFlurry.
But it reminds... No. But it reminds him of... Without him knowing it... But wait a minute. Let me interject, Your Honour. Without him knowing it, without him in his deep subconscious...
Yeah.
He's actually just told us... That's 2 years of dating his wife to be.
Ah, shit.
You get me?
Yeah. So it is.
So it doesn't just remind him of the taste; it reminds him of other tastes.
Yeah.
No, I think I love a Smarties McFlurry, and just the idea of sat on a desert island getting a tan having a McFlurry. I like it.
Nice. He's having that one.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, what's your dessert?
I think so. My dessert, it actually kind of ties into this. It's probably the most fine dining that I've ever paid for myself. Like when you do work and that, sometimes they'll take you out and you'll have nice food and that, but like paid for myself when we went on our honeymoon, me and the missus, a mate of ours was like, look, when you go, like we went to Vegas, and like when you go to Vegas you've got to go on top of I can't think what it's called now, this big tower, and it like rotates. I can't think what it's called. Anyway, that. So there's this really nice restaurant at the top, and it's one of them where you've got to book it a couple of days before. we went up there and the cheesecake that they did. Like, I love cheesecake anyway.
Americans do it right, though.
Yeah, Americans do it right. I mean, it was kind of like what you were saying. Like, we did pay a lot of money for very small portions of food.
Yeah.
But the cheesecake, it was a small portion, but it was amazing. It tasted like fucking. It was magical.
I love cheesecake.
I never, right, because I'm not a big cake fan, believe it or not. Like, as a kid, I was never like, birthday cake makes me feel a bit, I don't like it, it's too sweet.
Yeah.
And I only discovered cheesecake when I was about 14. And I've never looked back. Like, I fucking love cheesecake.
I love a cheesecake, yeah.
It's so good.
What's your favourite cheesecake?
I don't like that baked stuff. You know, like, you can get baked cheesecakes.
What, like ones from Tesco's and shit?
I don't know. Yeah, they probably do them. But, like, you can either have, like, a cheesecake which is literally like, what is it? It's like cream cheese, isn't it? Set in the fridge. Or you can have ones where you bake them in the oven.
I tell you what, mate, Charlotte's
nice.
mum,
No.
I'll try and get her to make one for the wedding, so there's one there.
Oh, yeah.
Charlotte's mum makes the most unbelievable cheesecake.
Nice.
What flavour?
I'm sure she'll be
she
busy.
does a beautiful toffee one, like a toffee. Yeah, little pieces of toffee.
Can she do strawberry?
She can do whatever you want, mate.
Yeah, strawberry cheesecake.
Strawberry cheesecake.
Obviously, with the restaurant, like, and Charlotte's the same. So Charlotte grew up from a young age cooking home cooked food,
so
making everything from
okay,
scratch.
so is right. Look, we've still got time.
Yeah,
we've still got a
plenty
little bit
of
of
time.
time.
Yeah,
Here's a little good change of mood. Right, we're all very lucky men.
Yeah.
That we have wonderful wives to be, wives. Yeah. Do you cook in your house?
I do. Yeah, I do.
I cook most days.
Probably 85% of the cooking.
Same.
Wow. Emily, her family never really cooked. Like, her mum's one of them where she'll kind of go and, like, get something from Tesco's. Each night she'll just pop to Tesco's or whatever and just throw something in the oven. Where my family were all kind of cooks. Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone cooked really nice homemade stuff. So I love to cook and that, I think. So I do a lot of the cooking.
I'm the same. Charlotte's at work all day, every day. So I'm like, I can sit at home and I can go pop round to Aldi or whatever and pick up some bits.
Yeah.
And I've got time to think about what I'm doing, like with the food. So yeah, I cook probably, again, 85% of the food at home. What about you?
No.
No.
But wait though. No, let me defend myself.
I was going to defend you anyway.
Thank
Like, you never fucking.
I'm away a lot, right? But that's by the by. I'm home loads. When I'm home.
Yeah.
But Anna's such a fucking brilliant cook that I'm scared to go anywhere near it.
That's it.
Well, I see you trying to butter a toast earlier on.
Let me fucking butter it. Exactly, I can butter the toast. But then the kids as well. When Anna goes away, you know, the kids have got better over the time. But our Grace never lets me forget. You know, one time I made them was it chicken thingies? What's the thing? Chicken Caves.
Oh yeah.
From scratch.
No.
Oh.
No. That's why it's waste.
I'm just wondering how this is going to go wrong.
That's
it's
why
put it in the oven.
No. We had to put it in the oven, and I think it was like 15 minutes or something. About 25 minutes later, I must have been doing something else. About 25 minutes later, oh yeah, this is things, it's easier. Some chips from the oven as well, some beans on the plate. I used to fucking eat like that when I was a kid.
Yeah, like they're like Happy Meals, man. Like
that's what you're getting. Boom. Yeah, you see. And it was burnt and it was crispy and it was fucking disgusting. And I'm going, it's so ungrateful. Why don't you just eat it, innit? Our Grace to this day still, and plus they weren't chicken Kievs. I got some like ham cheese stuff in the middle of them instead, so they were fucking horrible. Anyway, yes, you can imagine we ended up jumping in the car and going to Chippy, but our Grace never lets me forget that one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, Charlotte's the same. Charlotte's, because her mum was always the cook, and she always says that a story that when her dad tried cooking for her once and just burnt everything and just ended up going to the pizza shop. Like, I don't know. Is it a man's thing to not be very good at cooking?
No, not at all.
Really?
Well,
I can cook.
Yeah,
I can cook. Honestly, but I don't get the chance.
Yeah.
But I can't cook. No, tell a lie. Fucking yeah, I make the best pan of stew. I make
nice.
And that
would it
comes
be
from
a stew? Would it be a scouse?
Mine's Scouts.
Yeah,
Mine's
Yeah, you were
Scouts.
saying about
Mine's
it.
Scouts.
Yeah, like the slight difference.
But I get it from my Auntie Vera.
Nice.
My ma Scouts wasn't brilliant. My nana's was lovely. Unbelievable. Same as yours. It must have been that fucking... What are we looking for? The holy grail that's passed down from generation to generation. And she can't cook one anywhere near as good as me. She cooked one the other day. I came home and rescued it.
Nice.
So I can do a brilliant pan of Scouts.
Stew
it's a piece of piss.
Stew or scouse though is one of them dishes, isn't it? Like everybody, everybody does it their own certain way. Like every family.
Yeah.
Like when I first got with Emily, she was like, "Oh, my dad's doing stew tonight." I was like, "Yes, okay, brilliant, love it."
Stew.
And it wasn't stew.
What's
Like he does it very. I mean, it's nice. Like he does a nice kind of version of his version of stew, and it was like really thin, kind of gravy-y,
Bit watery.
peas in it and things.
Oh,
like,
peas,
and I was
dirty
kinda like, "That's not
dirty bastard.
But I'm like, that's
Fucking hell.
It was nice.
Might as well have just
enjoyable.
shat on your plate. Fucking pea. What are you doing? Peas in my stew?
It was
a
bit,
fucking
can you
mushy
get-
roast.
It was a bit strange. And then I've known like a mate of mine's like mum puts like mincemeat in it rather than kind of yeah, exactly. So everyone has their own kind of
disgust
like
on
Fucking hell.
strange.
It's got to be stewing steak.
Yeah, exactly. That's the
Mincemeat.
point of it. Mincemeat in a stew. Yeah, like it's not.
Oh, it's got to be stewing steak that goes on for hours
Yeah,
in the
it's
day.
got to
you
be.
get-
It's got to
can
be
you
like.
It's an all-day event,
Oh
isn't
yeah.
it?
If I get up and I make a stew, I'm literally up. Say it starts cooking at say latest 9. And then it's ready to serve like
You know
5
what?
half
I
5.
might sleep myself to a good stew on Sunday.
Can you get a good
Yeah,
stew in
do it,
like
mate.
really, really fancy restaurants? Like if you went to fine dining, would you get a good stew?
See, that's
It'd be some kind of broth, maybe.
maybe.
But it
yeah.
wouldn't be. So if you could go to a fine dining restaurant and have Gadget's Nana's stew, would that be like the perfect thing for you?
Well, maybe yours anti-favourite.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I'd love to taste Gadget's Nana stew,
that's
though.
good, yeah.
But my thing is, now we'd be going, fucking hell, do you know, le garçon petit peu froid, they do Gadget's Nana stew. Fucking, I'm tell you what, mate, I'm
there.
saving up 2 weeks, let's go.
Yeah,
all right.
exactly.
And we go, no, wait, we go. We're fucking stand, we go rolling in. This is what I'm saying. This is we're going to be getting to taste this, we're going to taste
Yeah.
it. Go in, sit down, it turns up, it'd be a teaspoon, and it'd be a fucking thimbleful. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'd be like that.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, granted, it's still Gadget's Nana stew, but fucking hell, come on, you've written. I want Gadget's Nana stew. Do you know what I mean? Proper.
See, that's what I've never understood with these places,
Fucking
is like,
whoa.
Why
Yeah.
don't they do? Yeah, like you said earlier on, why don't they give you good portion sizes? Like,
Yeah, and like what we're saying as well, like they're like a lot of them. So through kind of like looking at research of what I've been doing when you mentioned fine dining, we have in the UK 3 out of the 10 world's best allegedly fine dining restaurants. So
Wow.
we've got 3 out of 10. That's pretty cool.
That is good.
Only one of them is kind of British food. The other 2 are French, which is quite strange. So like, is there something in that? Like, is it that would fine dining for us be nicer if it was kind of like, you know, like stew or stuff like that? It's kind of, you want to go and have that kind of nostalgic taste, don't you? Like,
Yeah.
I've never really, like we were saying this earlier, weren't they? Like, sometimes I go, oh, I really fancy a curry, or oh, fancy some Italian tonight. I couldn't even point at what I think French food is, other than like you were saying before, like a baguette.
what's a typical French dish?
Like
That
at these
sounds
restaurants you go in and you look, you know what I mean, it's all in French, like you say, and they're all speaking French and that, but how do you kind of get excited for it? Like what do you think in your head? Like, ooh,
Well, yeah, snails.
Snails and
Snails,
frogs'
yeah, you were
legs.
saying that,
Snails are
yeah,
delicious.
frog's
Frogs'
legs.
legs are really nice.
I've never had frogs
Or
legs.
pousson.
Pousson, what's that?
It's like a little chicken.
Oh, is it? Just a tiny
It's
baby
a little
chicken.
Chocolate
chicken.
for chicken,
Just
yeah.
a little chicken. Yeah, just a little chicken.
I'd love.
Well, obviously it's little if it's in there, right? Like you
Yeah,
say,
of
it's not gonna be
course.
a
Yeah,
fucking-
no, it's not
gonna
going to
be
be
half a chicken.
No, it's not going to be a fucking Nando's. Give us an half a chicken extra hot. You know what I mean? It's not
I
that.
love the idea of. I love a burger. Like I love a decent burger. Was there some form of burger on that menu where you went?
No, not at all.
No,
That's
because
it,
you won't be
it's
able to
all
eat it with your
very-
hands, would you? You won't be able to pick a burger up in a place like that.
No. They
No.
look at you like you're trying to
Yeah.
rob the place. Well, I'll tell you what I did have. I've started having, which I really, really, really like now that we're talking about food, is Five Guys.
Five Guys.
But wait a minute, though. Don't look at me, guys, like that.
No,
I love Five Guys.
They do a burger no bun.
All right, okay,
A
yeah.
burger wrapped in lettuce.
All right, nice.
That is an experience. Make sure you get a bacon cheeseburger with peppers and jalapenos and wrapped in lettuce. That is, with loads of hot sauce. That's an experience.
Nice.
delicious.
Sounds good.
It's very nice.
I've had Five Guys a few times. I think we've stumbled in there drunk once after DJing. And it
We
is,
probably have.
in Five Guys, it's nice,
It's overpriced though.
but it's very expensive for a
burger.
burger.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I remember I went with Emily and Phoebe, my little one, and my nephew, and I was like, oh yeah, we're going to it, burger place, like, you know, like thinking like McDonald's. And it was like 40, 50 quid. I was like, fucking hell, like,
it's not cheap, is it?
burger and half a burger each, because I think we were like 2 at the time.
Yeah.
It's like, it is, but it is nice. It is nice. It's all cooked in like peanut oil as well in it, or something like that. That's the kind of like.
That's the angle they're
Yeah.
going at. Oh, is that why they have the nuts and the things, you reckon? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's all cooked in like peanut oil rather than.
Yeah, because there's big sacks of peanuts everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere,
Yeah, okay. Interesting. Right.
I think that pretty much wraps everything up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think amazing. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah, thank you very much, mate.
Have we managed to change your mind, or are you still pretty set on it? I mean, we're pretty.
We're not.
I don't think you just came with me to change my mind.
Yeah,
anyway,
that's
did
it.
you?
I think with this, because we're still finding our feet. Like we said, didn't we? Like, oh, we're gonna, the aim is to try and change people's minds, but. When someone has a subject like that, where you're like, yeah, fuck it, it is. You've got to just say it as it is, haven't you? Like
our next guest said this is England's overrated. So
yeah, right.
and he's very entitled to his opinion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, thank you very much, mate. Appreciate that.
No, it's been a pleasure. Thanks, lads.
Cheers, mate.
Well.
Nice interview, that, isn't it?
What a guy. I mean, Stephen's ability to turn anything into a beautiful story is amazing. Just for me, even just that bit, just the suspense in his story. When he's saying he had a nice meal. He said he went for a walk, couldn't find a taxi. And then Hannah looked at him and went, I'm starving.
Yeah.
He's a brilliant storyteller, and he can gather a crowd in a room without realising that he's doing it.
100%.
Just flow with his conversation and his stories, and that's one of the reasons why when we first started this podcast he was one of the first guests.
Yeah. I mean, exactly that. Like we went and like we said in the intro, like it's not an interview, it's a chat. We literally we sat around his dining room table, we were chatting, Hannah, his lovely wife, who, as you probably just heard, he starts shouting halfway through, which is the highlight of one of the highlights of my life, probably. It was so fun. I know, yeah, it was so funny, man. Like, just him, shouting her to come and,
She was having a nap.
In the end, I believe she was on the phone to someone. She said, can't remember him.
Probably organising Stephen's life. As she always does. When we was trying to get in touch with Stephen, obviously he's so amazing at what he does, and you can tell that when you watch anything that he plays. He likes to put 100% into it, and Stephen, as we was doing this podcast, wasn't announced at the time.
He wasn't, but he'd just come back.
Now, he'd got back on the Sunday. Did we do it, or did we do it on a Friday?
We recorded on, I don't know.
I think it might have been a Friday. It was a Friday.
It was a Friday.
And he'd just done his second week on Line of Duty.
Yeah, which our old pal Vicky McClaw's also in. Have you watched Line of Duty as well?
Yeah, mate, yeah.
Me and the wife are on series 4. Like, it's brilliant.
Brilliant.
Literally, just had never, not for any reason, I'd never have put it on, really. I'm not big into cop stuff, but fucking brilliant,
mate, honestly, like literally from episode 1. I mean, the highlight of that series, the whole series for me, was Daniel Mays' episode.
That was a good,
Series 3, episode
3
1.
is, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's really good.
Just mind blowing. He got nominated for a BAFTA for one episode.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's amazing. He's been as well, Danny Mays.
Yeah, it's quality, yeah.
Come on the podcast, Danny.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, hopefully that'll happen.
But so Stephen's going to be in Line of Duty. We don't know anything other than that. It's been announced. I've seen him in. Seen him in balaclava, I think, on a picture that the creator put on Twitter.
AC12 up to there.
But Stephen is brilliant, like you were just saying, and again, I hope you have enjoyed that interview as much as we enjoyed recording it. Again, if it's a little bit quiet in parts and that, I'm really sorry. I'm really trying my hardest. We're learning,
That's the thing. Like we are learning, and luckily Andy Ellis takes the lead on all of the electronics, and it's so weird for me to call him Andy. Andrew.
Especially that's something I was gonna say, because I don't know if I say it in the interview. Actually, I might be repeating myself here, but when we sat, like, I don't mind, like, everyone kind of calls me Gadget.
I think I probably heard your mum call you Gadget.
I think you probably have, yeah.
Yeah.
Not, she don't call it me, it was probably just to wind me up. But you've always kind of, with this, made a conscious effort to call me Andy.
Yeah.
And as soon as we sat down with Stephen, he's like, yeah, Gadge. He's like, yeah, all right, let's, you know. And I don't mind that.
I remember we was at Kendall Calling, maybe even a couple of years ago. And I was on my way. I was on my merry way. It was probably watching the headline.
On your merry way.
And I looked at you and I shouted like, Andy, give us a beer. And as soon as I think we might have been watching Tiny Temper or something like that.
Yeah. And
I called you Andy, and I was, on my merry way, and it hit me, and I was like, I just called him Andy. That's weird, because I've just always called you Gadge.
You sound so like fucking middle class when you say that. On me merry way.
I was on my merry little way.
Timothy and I were on our merry way. We were very drunk.
Wow.
No, but yeah. Again, the interview amazing. Thanks to Stephen and Hannah for having us round. And thanks for sharing that incredible story of him borrowing a fucking jacket to get in. And again, what I love about Steve is there's a point in it where in the interview where we're chatting about our desert island meals, and yours is a McFlurry, and I apologise, sort of rib you for that a little bit, and. See, this is how much of a lovely soul and how much of a smart bloke Stephen is. Stephen's like, oh, no, like, he's just told us that that's a very important part of his life, because that's when he's dating his future wife. And I'm like, shit, yeah. I was too busy.
I'm a bit disappointed that you're not doing it in his accent like you did about half an hour ago when he was cooking us.
I do
lobster.
a terrible Stephen Graham impression.
He was cooking us lobster,
I wasn't
you? So,
there you go, so that's another thing. So as we said earlier, Tomo's come over to Manchester to record these, and I said to him, you know, don't eat. I'm going to make you some dinner. And he's for the last 2 days he's been saying, oh, what's for tea? And I'm like, no, I'm going to make you some tea. Don't worry, I'll make you some tea. So I called it dinner then.
The first thing that his 4-year-old daughter did, Tomo, I know what you're having for tea.
Daddy's got a lobster. So I made him lobster, which you interestingly said.
I mean, I don't trust anything to eat that you've got to open up with a hammer.
Right, yeah, fair enough.
I walked in and he was stood there with a hammer in his hand, opening a red fish.
Beast from the sea.
He just pulled out a pan of boiling water. And I'm from Grimsby, so like fish is
second nature, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. But I mean, I personally said that lobster was overrated. Because Stephen said he loves it, and I just think it's overrated.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice. I mean, that one was...
It was alright.
It was nice. Stephen said that he got a really nice fresh one for some cool market in New York, and his mate cooked it, and that's great. That was £5.78 in Lidl in Wythenshawe, thank you. And it's it's not. I mean, look, I'm guessing all lobster tastes the same. You don't really do anything to it.
I don't think it does. All fish is different as well.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, you can get good quality fish.
Yeah, true.
Like you get good quality salmon or good quality haddock.
Ah, yeah, true. I mean, you'll know more.
But normally, like Aldi and Lidl are always good quality.
Banging, mate. Yeah, banging. You can get bottles of wine in Aldi, right? I did a voice job in Aldi a couple of years back. For Aldi, not in Aldi. I was going to
say, yeah.
Ding dong.
Recorder and hit down the frozen food section.
Doris to aisle number 5, please. That's Doris to aisle number 5. Cheers, Andy. We really needed you for that. No, I did a voice job for Aldi a while back. No, it wasn't Aldi. It was Wilco. But we got talking about Aldi and chatting about the wonders of Aldi because a new one had just opened near me. And apparently they sell bottles of wine in Aldi for a very reasonable price, say £10. Mm-hmm. That they also sell in shops like Selfridges for quite an unreasonable price.
Yeah. Well, I swear by
Same
Aldi.
bottle. Same bottle. I do, yeah. And Lidl. Love Lidl.
It's just, I mean, we've completely gone off thing here, but it's like
fuck it.
Fine dining and it's like fine shopping, like people say like Waitrose. I mean, I remember, right, and I mean, judge me if you want, but I remember when we viewed our house, me and Charlotte, we drove past an Aldi and we was like, no, I'm not shopping at Aldi. You know, but I'm going to go to Asda or something. You know, it's been a good year. I could shop at Asda or Morrison's or Sainsbury's. And then I remember when we bought the house, we moved in, and I thought, oh shit, I need to go get some bits. So I went to walk around to Aldi and got some, and I was like, my life is changed forever.
Yeah, man.
If I moved opposite Morrison's, I would go past Morrison's to Aldi to shop there.
This podcast is not sponsored by Aldi, by the way.
It's not sponsored by anybody.
Yeah, we'll come to that later somehow. No, but yeah, same. I remember Aldi for me when I was younger. There was an Aldi in my nana's from a place in Manchester called Rusholme, and there was an Aldi in Rusholme, massive big Aldi. And every Saturday we'd go see my nana, and she'd go to Aldi, and we'd go to Aldi and do the shop and that with her. And it had a bit of a bad rep back in the day. It was like, remember, like Netto?
Yeah.
It was like on par with that.
Your mum shops at Netto.
Yeah.
Did I get that?
Now it's mint, isn't it? Everyone shops at Aldi.
Yeah.
I reckon the Queen shops at Aldi.
I reckon she probably doesn't. Have you seen The Crown? She don't do anything for herself.
Coming back to what we were just touching on there, we are looking for sponsors.
Yeah.
This podcast, obviously, I know what a lot of you are thinking, because sometimes people say on Twitter, like, "Oh, what do you mean? You lot must be wadded." We're not.
No,
we're not. No. I'd like to be,
yeah.
But we don't do that. We don't do the podcast for that. Anyway, what we're saying is, this podcast obviously costs us money. Tomo's drove from Grimsby up to Manchester tonight. We're looking at going down to London in the near future and recording. Mm-hmm. You know, we are
equipment.
Equipment. You know, we've bought some nice equipment, and we love it, and we definitely want to do that, and we, you know, but we are going to look for sponsors, just to give us an hand, really, and just make sure that we can keep doing it, I guess, and do it, because it's doing all right. Like, people seem to be liking it, and we thank you for that. Like we say at the beginning, you know, there's people in, you know, Bosnia and that just listening to us, and that's mint, and we want to reach as many people as we can. Just for a laugh, just to see if we can do it, I guess.
Yeah.
So in the near future, obviously, like, we're looking for sponsors at the minute. We're looking into like Patreon, however you say it.
Patreon.
That one. We're looking at that as well. So we'll have some updates hopefully on that in the future.
But the main thing is you listen, enjoy, and keep telling your friends, and
please spread the word of it.
Yeah. Oh, Charlotte's ringing me now. Look.
Hello, Revs.
I'm not going to answer. She shouts at me this time of night.
I reckon that's probably where we'll end it now, because this has been a lovely podcast with our amazing, lovely friend. There's my dog, Holly. Stephen Graham. Thank you very much, Steve. If you are listening, you're probably not. You're probably mad busy filming with Johnny Depp or something.
Yeah. Thank you again. Yeah, just thanks to everyone who's listening, sharing, and. Episode 4. Oof.
It's going to be a good one.
Oh my God.
Brilliant. Stay tuned. Bye.